Strange video, this one. Well, not strange, but different. Something I've not really put across and delivered to you guys. So I sat thinking about what sort of content could I deliver, and I know some of you like the shrimp, some of you like the pods, some of you like the frogs, some of you like the spider pods, some of you like the jumping spiders, spider pod. And it dawned on me that I know that there's a link between all of them and why I keep the things that I keep. And I felt that it was worth doing a video on what links each of those to each other. So what links the isopods to the terrariums, to the frogs, to the shrimp back to the isopods, the frogs back to the spiders, stuff like that, and sort of links that run across. And I think you'll find this interesting. It's something that I never even considered. My assumption was that people would probably already know this, but watch the video and see how you get on. Starting this journey with the isopods. The isopods that I've selected here are Armadillidium granulatum high yellow. So within this tub we've obviously got the isopods. We've got some live moss, and I'm just going to zoom in on these, and I've just noticed actually when I zoom that we have some babies in there as well. So the isopods have soil in their container. They also have leaf litter. So the leaf litter that I use in the isopods is exactly the same as what I use, or leaves that I use in the shrimp tank. Let's put these back. Moving over to the first of the frog terrariums. Again, you'll notice leaf litter in here. So we've got beech leaves and also some Indian almond leaf that I've cut up. The lotus pod can also be used in the shrimp tank. And if we look at this one, what we've got in here, just hidden in one of the holes, is an isopod. I can't remember the name of this one. It's Armadillidium perichi or perici speckled isopods, or dwarf speckled isopods. So these act as a custodian in the terrarium. So within the terrarium we've got isopods, and we've also got springtails, and likewise in the tubs. The springtails break down any fungus and molds that occur within the terrarium, and the isopods break down detritus, so anything that the frogs produce, and anything decaying matter, decaying leaves, stuff like that. So in this frog terrarium that's starting to grow in nice, I've moved a few plants around. In this frog terrarium I've got mini dwarf white, so these are a really tiny species. Again, leaves. So the idea of the leaves in a frog terrarium is not only to stop evaporation and keep the humidity up, they're also for dry foot and wet back, so they're not sodden, your frog's feet aren't sodden, and lifting up that bit of cork bark. I was looking for some dwarf white isopods. I've noticed that the substrate there is quite wet, so I probably need to drain some of the moisture off from the drainage layer. And then here I've just got some leaves, some packs of leaves that are designed for shrimp. So these are sold as shrimp leaf, ketapang, or alternatively Indian almond leaf. And we've also got here some beech leaves. So there's a few different types of leaves: walnut, beech, oak, jackfruit, and all of these are used across platform. So they're used within the isopods and within the shrimp tanks. Now isopods, oak leaves as well, isopods, if people didn't realise, aren't an insect. They're actually a crustacean, and shrimp are also crustaceans. Moving down into the shrimp tanks then, you can clearly see here that I've got some Indian almond leaf in my tanks and bits of moss and stuff like that. Now occasionally we get a dead shrimp, and the dead shrimp get recycled. My dead shrimp get recycled. They go into one of the isopod tubs as a protein source. I do feed protein sources as well as the odd dead shrimp, but everything sort of gets recycled in here. So just moving on, just have a bit of a look through our shrimp tanks. I don't use the same soils. I make my own substrate, but they do use a soil. And the shrimp tank is an ecosystem. The terrarium's an ecosystem, and likewise the isopod tubs are like an ecosystem. Those were my tangerine tigers. These are dragon bloods, and then this is currently my mixed tank of various different tigers. So there's red tigers, wild tigers, and there is the odd orange eye blue in there. Down to the mixed tank, we've got then the galaxies, and as you guys know, I'm moving, if not moved by the time you see this video, these up into one of the top tanks, and they need a bit of a cull. And then over onto the fancy tigers, and again this is something I want to move up. Moving across then to the middle rack, we've got some more fancy tigers. My pure white line, nice green walls on these. My pure white line. Moving across, I've got a few PRL in a breeder box, and then just zooming in. Apologies for the quality here. I noticed that there is babies in one of the tanks that I selected for, the one where we lost a couple because they escaped. I'm shooting this on the phone, so the quality is not great, and but I do manage to sort of obviously zoom in and have a look at those. And then finally, if we move across to selected tigers, and then up to the recently moved red galaxies, and over and finishing on our bloodshot Caradina. The only thing left, and this is a bit of a tenuous link, is I've got fruit flies. So I'll keep fruit flies on the go. Can't see those very well. But the idea of the fruit flies is the fruit flies feed the frogs. And likewise, the fruit flies also feed, so this is the last creature in here, also feed the spiders. And then we've got Yoshi, and I have nicknamed her, so I'll call her Jilly Cooper. And if I say hello Jilly Cooper, she tends to turn round and have a bit of a look. So she will come and say hello. So we have the spiders. Nothing in this one, but I do have one over there. So we have the two adult spiders, and then we've got a couple of juveniles down here. So the juveniles eat fruit flies, green bottles, and various other bits. These guys are fed mealworms occasionally, and any of the carcasses that they use get recycled, as do the dead shrimp, back into the isopod tubs. So everything in the shrimp room sort of complements each other, or there's like a link between one and the other. I mean, the spiders, they're pets. The isopods will be part of another business, and everything else sort of complements itself. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you like this and any of our content, isopods, frogs, spiders, all linked together through one means or another, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button. It's zero cost, doesn't cost you anything, massively supports us. And until next time, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Your support is massively, I'm just overwhelmed with the support that we get and the amount of people that subscribe to the channel, and I hope to keep that going and keep creating content that you guys enjoy. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.